All right, today we are going to talk about 7 little known marketing hacks for 2020 and beyond. So the first one, I'm going to just jump right into it because I don't want to talk about the stuff that everyone else is talking about right now. Oh, you got to get on TikTok, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to give you things that are going to give you an advantage. So the first thing is this. If we think about text messaging, I remember I had the ManyChat founder, Mikhail Yang. Actually, he was on a couple months ago on the Leveling Up podcast. And actually, he's going to be part of my founders retreat that I'm doing. But you know, a couple years ago when we did the podcast, he was getting maybe, I think it was maybe 100 million or so messages, and then now it's like 2.6 billion or something like that. So it's growing very rapidly, and his company is growing very rapidly too. So much so that he's doing Facebook Messenger. He is also doing he's doing SMS and he's doing email all in one platform. That's going to be what ManyChat is. And so even if you don't do that, when I think about text messaging, we use Twilio and we use Front and we combine the two together. So whenever someone signs up for an application for the Growth Accelerator, which is the group that I do with my buddy Neil, we automatically text them. We say, hey, thanks for your interest in the Growth Accelerator. Do you have any questions for Neil and Eric? And then when they send a reply, we'll have someone from our team basically go into Front, which is our email, our shared inbox tool, and then they'll respond because it's connected with Twilio. And they can respond, basically anybody can respond to that and say, hey, like, what kind of questions do you have, right? Or hey, let's set up a call. When I think about my phone, my open rate is basically 100%. There's no way I don't see a message. I see every single message out there, and it's a very intimate form of communication. So think about ManyChat, think about how you can use Twilio to your advantage. You can use Zapier as well to kind of, make Twilio talk with other apps that you're using. That's going to go a long way. The second thing, when it comes to marketing hacks, I like to think about going omni-channel. This video that we're doing right now is going to go to a podcast. It might even go to a blog post as well. It might go to a long form blog post. One video that we do can easily become 10 pieces of content. Think about Instagram stories. Think about Facebook stories. You have WhatsApp stories too. You have Snapchat stories. There's all these. One story can become like 4 or 5 different stories, and you can make it work. You think about one podcast becomes seven different podcasts because there's so many different podcast platforms out there. There's Spotify, there's Apple, right? Think about how you can go omni-channel because all the attention is so split today. That's one of the hacks that you can do. Just think about what you're good at first, and then you can sprout it out from there, and you can basically make the most of what you have. The third thing, this is an oldie but a goodie. People forget about the efficiency of webinars and podcasting. I was just speaking with someone earlier today, Nathan Barry from ConvertKit. When I think about how I heard about his software in the early days, it's because I listened to a lot of podcasts. And there's a billboard effect. If you hear about a person over and over on podcasts, you see them over and over on webinars, it has a halo effect, it has a billboard effect, and that will help you drive conversions at the end of the day. Think about doing partner webinars, think about getting on other people's podcasts, think about exchanging. That's gonna take you very far. And kind of similar to that, if you don't know anybody, the art of the DM works really well. Earlier, I got a DM from a couple people. One guy has about 700,000 followers or so. One other guy has maybe 150,000 followers or so. They want to collab. And I message other people too to collab, and it works. Like we had Chris Doe. He did an interview here. He was sitting in my apartment only because I DM'd him. I said, hey, we should do a podcast video collab, and we made that happen. So think about how you can do collabs in that respect, and that's gonna go a long way as well. Another hack that you can do when it comes to growing faster is product-led growth. So this is popularized by OpenView Ventures. They use the word product-led growth. But if you look at HubSpot out there, they have a freemium product. If you look at Uber Suggest, Neil's tool, he has a freemium product. When you think about the ClickFlow content decay tool that we have, where it tracks the content, the traffic that you're losing from a piece of content, we gave that away for free as well. Because that's a new way of acquiring customers. Not necessarily brand new, novel. Freemium is also what it's been called. If you're able to create something good, and you give it away for free, maybe 5 to 10% of those people will actually convert into a paying customer. And the rest, they're advocates of what you do. Now, when you're doing marketing, sometimes you might need financing. So think of creative ways to finance. You can do crowdfunding. You can do, so for example, for ClickFlow, we crowdfunded our software. And there's other ways of doing it. You can use something like Start Engine. You can use Start Engine. They'll help you crowdfund. You can raise a couple $1 million, $1 million. And then I think they said they helped someone raise $1 million in 8 hours, and then raise on a follow-on was $2.5 million on top. You can get an SBA loan. There's a lot of different ways, a lot of things that you're going to want to do from a marketing perspective if you want to build a product. guess what? You're gonna need money to do that. Or going back to my last example, product-led growth, if you don't have money, go to 1kprojects.com, or you can go to codecanyon.org or .com, and you can buy these cheap projects. And then from there, I mean, you can just basically, you'll do well with the tool that you have, because to me, it's like the new infographic, right? The new infographic is basically, it's a lead magnet. It can be like an ebook, an infographic, whatever, but it's very novel, it's hard to build, and it's a defensible mode. Carousels, well, not just carousels, think about how you can use carousels not just on Instagram. Post a carousel to the LinkedIn feed, but also take that carousel, post it to SlideShare too, post it to Pinterest, post it to Instagram, post it to Facebook too. I mean, it's all native there. And so you should be doing that if you're creating carousels. We're doing carousels and it works. But yeah, I mean, the carousels, we get a ton of reach on that. Sometimes way more reach than what we're getting from a written post on like LinkedIn, for example. LinkedIn, the organic reach right now is very strong. And that's going to go away soon. It's like the early days of any social channel, like the early days of Facebook, where everything would just get a ton of reach. This year, we got 3 pretty big leads so far. They just reach out to LinkedIn because they see the content I'm putting out day in, day out, and my team's doing that. They're just repurposing the content, posting it natively to the platforms, and that goes a long way. If you're going to go omni-channel, you have to make sure that you're posting natively. This is not so much a hack, but it's kind of common sense. But a lot of people don't do it because they get lazy. They'll take one video and then just or like one podcast and post that podcast to Twitter. But people don't listen to podcasts that way, and it's like a really unformatted. It's like a link, and it's like all this text. It's like a clump of text. It doesn't do well that way. So think about how you can. If you're going to go omni-channel, I'm going to go the extra mile, the extra distance, and make sure to post natively there, right? So yeah, those are just a couple of kind of uncommon, unconventional marketing hacks that you can do for 2020. It's going to help you grow, because I guarantee you, at least one of the things I'm talking about right now, I guarantee you're not doing it right now. So just let me know in the comments what you think. What else you think is unconventional, leave it in the comments. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and the bell button, because it helps us grow if you're coming from YouTube. And don't forget to check out the next video over there, and we'll see you tomorrow.